lazy mother.
Hey guys, Joshua Roy here and welcome to Tech Boy. Today I am going to show you how to install Lineage OS 17.1 on Samsung Galaxy S3. So let me first give you a quick overview of the ROM. So I have also installed Google Apps. As you can see, I have all the standard Google Apps and everything works. Even the camera works. You can see camera works, the dialing app also works. It's slow since it's Android 10. Then you have all the standard apps. You have audio effects, browser, calculator, calendar, camera, contacts, lock, email, files, gallery, Gmail, Google, messaging, music, phone, Play Store, recorder and settings. And I can also show you, if you don't believe me, that it actually runs Android 10. You can see here. You can actually see here. It runs Android 10. And it pretty much works. I mean, Wi-Fi works, mobile data I haven't tested, but it should work. And camera works, microphone works, even sound works. See? So sound, Wi-Fi, mobile data, everything works on this phone. So I'm going to show you how to install Lineage OS 17.1 and OpenGApps on Samsung Galaxy S3. So let's get to the video. So guys, before we get to the video, I just want to say if you like this video, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe my channel and turn on the notifications for more content. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So that's the first step you need to do is to download Lineage 17.1 ROM and OpenGApps for Android 10. Now the links will be provided in the description. You just need to click on the link to download them. Now when you arrive at this website to download the Lineage OS 17.1 ROM, you want to download this first one. And for OpenGApps, you need to scroll all the way down and you see download GApps for Lineage OS 17. In this, you need to click on the first link because Samsung Galaxy S3 has ARM processor. Now I've already finished downloading all this, so I don't need to download them again. So let's continue. So guys, after you have finished downloading the ROM and OpenGApps, what you want to do is take your phone and connect it to the computer. Now before you do this, make sure your phone at least has above 50% of charge because while installing the ROM, the phone should not go dead. That may break the phone. And another important thing is another important thing is that you need to install a micro SD card, an external SD card, because we will be wiping the internal storage. We need the SD card for ROMs. So what you want to do is connect it to the computer to transfer the ROM file. So let me just do that. So it's difficult to do since I'm holding the camera in one of my hands. So I've connected the phone. Now what you need to do is you need to go to the notification center and make sure USB debugging is enabled, although it's not necessary, it's recommended if you have root. Now it says connected as media device. Usually it will say connected for charging. If it does, you need to open it and click on media device to transfer the files. So on to step 3. This is a file set I downloaded. You wanna send them to the phone. So what you have to do is you need to right click on cut and go to this PC, and if Windows recognizes the device it should show this, and you should select SD card, not internal storage. There you can just paste it on the root folder. And one more thing guys, I forgot to tell, before you do this, before you install the ROM, make sure to back up all your files if you're using this phone as your primary device. Although it's very unlikely since it's a 8-year-old device, but if you are using it as your daily driver, you need to back up before you do this. I don't use this phone anymore as my daily driver, so I'm not gonna back up. See, Google Drive tells to back up the photos. So make sure you do that, okay? Since it's gonna erase everything. So this is gonna take some time to transfer it to the phone. So guys, after it's been transferred, you need to unplug your device from the computer because now the work of the PC is done. So I'm gonna just make sure that the files are here. Yeah, it's there. So now you may want to unplug it from the computer because the work of the PC is done. So now I'm assuming you have backed up all your files on the computer. So now what should we do is we need to reboot this phone to recovery mode. Now as you can see, this phone has a broken power button, so I need to reboot it manually. So I'm sorry guys, I can't show this since I need more than one hand to reboot it. So you need to hold down the power button, click reboot, click recovery mode. And guys, another thing, if you have not installed the custom recovery like TWRP, you need to do. It's not going to work on stock recovery. If you want to know how to install TWRP recovery, I'll release a video soon. So after this, you need to click on wipe. Swipe to factory reset. Click back. Click install. And this is the SD card. Yeah, again, if it says SD card, don't get fooled. It means internal storage. It's the one that it says external SD, that is the external storage. And you can see Lineage and Open GApps. Click on Lineage, swipe to confirm flash. So this is going to take 2 to 3 minutes. Okay guys, so after it finishes installing, you need to click on Open GApps and swipe to confirm flash. Thus what happened was, I downloaded the wrong package for GApps, so it won't install GApps. So I need to download the micro version of GApps. This is just a heads up for y'all. Don't download OpenGApps Mini 10.0. You should download OpenGApps Micro 10.0. I downloaded the Mini by mistake, so I need to download and OpenGApps Micro and Flash on this device after I reboot it. So after that, you should wipe cache in Dalvik and click on reboot system, and it will ask to install TWRP app, and you should install it because you need TWRP app to access the recovery. It's very important. So guys, this is a mistake that I did. I didn't know that OpenGApps Mini would not work on this phone since it has since it doesn't have a bit system partition. So I'll quickly download the micro version on my computer, and once this thing reboots with the new ROM, I would transfer it to the external SD card, then reboot to TWRP recovery and flash it. So guys, the first booting up will take a bit time since it needs to initialize everything. So don't get scared if it doesn't boot after 5 minutes. It will take some 5 to 10 minutes. What mistake I did was, now this is the page you get once you click on this link. Now you can see here it says ARM, ARM64, x86, 64. This is the version I was supposed to download. Now I saw the word mini and I thought, okay, maybe it's going to install on Samsung Galaxy S3 since it's mini. But actually it is a micro version. So I'll click on this. And afterwards you need to click on this download link. Don't click on this. Click on this. So you need to wait for some time for it to generate the download link. So then it'll ask you to save the file, and then it's downloading. I'm sorry guys, I didn't know about this. Okay, so guys, it didn't boot up. It kept doing the animation for forever. It was like for 15 minutes. I got impatient, so I rebooted to TWRP recovery. Then I realized I forgot to factory reset. Now if it now mostly it shouldn't cause a boot loop since I flashed many ROMs on this phone, but if it does, you need to boot to TWRP and swipe to factory reset. And then I think the problem should go away. So let's see. Okay guys, so what I am doing right now is I am going to install OpenGApps using ADB sideload since I don't have time to transfer this to the SD card and the device was not being detected. Now what happened was it didn't boot. Turns out I was supposed to like not just wipe to factory reset, I was supposed to wipe Dalvik cache and data, which I forgot to do. So what I did was I rebooted to TWRP recovery, I wiped them, Dalvik cache and data, and then I'm using ADB sideload feature to install GApps on this. I already installed the ROM. After installing ROM, I'm sideloading the Google Apps using ADB sideload feature. Now this is not required if you already installed the correct version of OpenGApps. So after it's done, click on reboot system and it will say would you like to install the official TWRP app? Click do not install, because sometimes clicking on install TWRP app may cause the boot loop issue. So I deselected it just to make sure that it boots safely. So the first boot is going to take some time. So let's see. I didn't wipe cache and Dalvik cache because sometimes even too many wipings may cause boot loop issues. So just to be safe, I deselected that. So let's see. So guys, after some time, for like 3 to 4 minutes, it booted up. So as you can see, this is how it is. So I'll start the setup, and yeah, the phone will be heated up. So I'll skip that. So I'll turn it to Wi-Fi. So I turned on my hotspot since it won't connect to this Wi-Fi network. So let me just type the password. So I'll click on connect. Guys, for some reason it's not connecting to Wi-Fi. So I'll just click skip. So date and time. I'll just do the setup real quick. So I don't want to protect my phone. So this is the phone. So as you can see guys, the UI is smooth. Let's go to about phone, and as you can see guys, it's running Android 10. So that's it guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe my channel for more content. Until then, peace out, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And guys, did I mention it also has dark mode? Yep. An 8-year-old phone running Android 10 seems unbelievable, isn't it? But it is possible with unofficial Lineage OS 17.1. So without further ado, let's get to the video.